Good morning to all of you. So today we are going to start a new topic, that is malabsorption syndrome. Okay, from the word itself you can make an idea what do you mean by a malabsorption syndrome. Okay, so this topic you have to listen it very carefully, because apart from the powerpoints I will be telling something extra. Okay, so please pay attention to the discussion which is involving in each of these slides. Okay, so let's start the topic. Now, malabsorption syndrome is a clinical term that encompasses defects occurring during the digestion and absorption of food nutrients by the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, so malabsorption syndrome word itself indicate that you have a group of signs and symptoms. Okay, and it includes both things. It includes defects which are occurring during digestion. This also includes defects which are occurring during absorption, and digestion and absorption of food nutrients is the responsibility of the gastrointestinal tract. So if you have any condition which is affecting the digestion, it will lead to malabsorption syndrome. If you have any condition which is affecting the absorption, it will end in malabsorption syndrome. Or you may even have a combination of digestion issues as well as absorption issues. ठीक है, तो malabsorption syndrome कब होगा? जब गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट के द्वारा डाइजेशन और एब्जॉर्प्शन में कुछ डिफेक्ट आएगा, देन यू विल हैव अ ग्रुप ऑफ साइन एंड सिम्टम दैट इज कॉल्ड एज malabsorption syndrome. तो टॉपिक क्लियर है, डाइजेशन एंड एब्जॉर्प्शन के डिफेक्ट्स कंबाइन करके जो साइन एंड सिम्टम्स होगा, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज malabsorption syndrome. Okay, now we will study two words, that is maldigestion and malabsorption. Okay, what do you mean by digestion and what do you mean by absorption? Mal means abnormalities. Okay, so maldigestion means there is an impaired breakdown of nutrients, that is carbohydrate, protein and fat into absorbable split products, that is monosaccharide, disaccharide or oligosaccharides, amino acids, oligopeptides, fatty acids and monoglycerides. Okay, maldigestion, what do you mean by digestion? Digestion is breakdown of your basic nutrients, that is carbohydrate, fat and protein into a form which is absorbable. So we know that carbohydrate, after it gets digested by different processes and enzymes, it will finally be in a form in which it can be absorbed, and this form is either it will be a monosaccharide or it will be a disaccharide or it will be oligosaccharides. Proteins will convert after digestion, will convert into amino acids and oligopeptides, and fat will convert into fatty acids and monoglycerides. ठीक है, so what is maldigestion? जब ये process नहीं हो पा रहा. Okay, so digestion involves breakdown of carbohydrate, fat and protein into a form which can be absorbed. ठीक है, तो हमारा बॉडी क्या करता है, जो कार्बोहाइड्रेट, फैट और प्रोटीन हम खाते हैं उसका ब्रेकडाउन होके इस फॉर्म में आ जाए कि वो एब्जॉर्ब हो जाए. सो वो प्रोसेस को हम क्या कहते हैं, डाइजेशन. एंड व्हाट इज मालडाइजेशन? ये प्रोसेस ठीक से नहीं हो पा रहा. ओके, सो देयर इज इम्पेयर्ड ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स ऑफ bigger molecule to a smaller molecule. Okay, now what is malabsorption? It is defective mucosal uptake and transport of adequately digested nutrients including vitamins and trace elements. What is absorption? अब जो बड़ा पार्ले जी आपने खाया, पार्ले जी छोटा होते होते डाइजेशन होते होते now it is in the form of a monosaccharide or maybe glucose. Okay, so what is absorption? When this is uptake, there is a mucosal uptake. स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन में विलाइज रहता है. ठीक है, वहाँ पे म्यूकोसा है, वहाँ से इट एंटर्स इनसाइड एंड इट इज ट्रांसपोर्टेड. वो प्रोसेस को हम क्या कहते हैं, malabsorption. एंड इफ इट इज नॉट टेकिंग प्लेस प्रॉपरली, इट इज कॉल्ड एज malabsorption. तो मैं समझ रही, आप लोग समझ गए हैं व्हाट इज maldigestion and malabsorption. Maldigestion is breakdown of a bigger structure of carbohydrate, fat into protein and fat into a form जिसमें एब्जॉर्ब हो सके. एंड व्हाट इज एब्जॉर्प्शन? इट इज म्यूकोजल अपटेक. स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन की म्यूकोस है, ये अपटेक होगा एंड इट विल बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड टू द प्लेस वेयर इट इज रिक्वायर्ड. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों में जो गड़बड़ी है इट इज कॉल्ड एज मैल डाइजेशन एंड मैल एब्जॉर्प्शन. सो मैल डाइजेशन में कुछ इश्यूज है, इट विल लीड टू मैल एब्जॉर्प्शन सिंड्रोम. मैल एब्जॉर्प्शन में इश्यूज है तो इट विल लीड टू मैल absorption syndrome. Okay, now this malabsorption, which presents commonly as chronic diarrhea, is characterized by defective absorption of fat and water soluble vitamins, carbohydrate, proteins, minerals, electrolytes and water. ठीक है, malabsorption में क्या है, this usually presents as diarrhea, chronic diarrhea. It's not a diarrhea of one or 2 days, but it is a chronic diarrhea because the issues continue to be there for a long period of time. So there is chronic diarrhea, and it is characterized by defective absorption of fat. There is defective absorption of fat. There is defective absorption of fat and water soluble vitamins, proteins, carbohydrate, electrolytes, minerals and water. ठीक है, इस सारा चीज का absorption is affected. Okay, so malabsorption syndrome is a clinical term that encompasses defects during the digestion as well as absorption of food by gastrointestinal tract. ठीक है, so I think the concept is now clear. What do you mean by a malabsorption syndrome? Okay, and this presents as a chronic diarrhea, and there is defective absorption of not only carbohydrate, fats, proteins and minerals, but also electrolytes, vitamins, which are divided into water and fat soluble, minerals as well as water. ये सभी का absorption may be affected. Okay, now what is the incidence? It's very common in India. Approximately 1% of the population suffers from malabsorption syndrome. Okay, it is the most common cause of chronic diarrhea and malabsorption in more than 2 years age group of patients. Okay, now we'll just have a brief description of what is the physiology of digestion and absorption in the small intestine. ठीक है, after homogenization and lubrication in the mouth, food is swallowed into stomach where further homogenization occurs and where digestion begins. Okay, now homogenization का मतलब क्या है? Suppose you take one chapati or maybe a bigger thing, और उसको क्या कर रहे हैं? By teeth, what you are doing is you are making it to a smaller particles, more or less a similar size का. ठीक है, a big particle is divided into a similar size. That is why होमोजेनाइजेशन वर्ड लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है, एंड हाउ लुब्रिकेशन हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ द सलाइवा. सो ये सब मिक्स होके बिकॉज ऑफ द मैस्टिकेशन या टीथ के कारण what happens is bigger particles are broken down into smaller particles. It is mixed with saliva which lubricates and food is swallowed into the stomach. वहाँ पे फिर homogenization takes place हो रहा है and digestion occurs. We know that in saliva the digestive process starts, but main process starts in the stomach. Okay, so from the stomach a chyme. What is chyme? It is now a liquid type of structure. Once whatever food you take, whether it is solid food or a liquid food, it comes in the stomach, combines with the gastric juices, and by that time food leaves from the stomach to the duodenum. It is in the form of chyme, which is in a liquid form. Okay, so chyme is then propelled through the pylorus into the small intestine and digestion and absorption are completed. Okay, so chyme through the chyme, pylorus we know कहाँ पर है? Pylorus stomach के last part में. Okay, between stomach and the duodenum, pylorus is there. Okay, वहाँ से it comes to the small intestine where digestion absorption are taking place. Okay, so substances such as glucose, inorganic iron, maybe folic acid, they require no digestion and they appear to be absorbed as soon as they reach the absorbing surface of upper small intestine. Okay, so which is called as proximal, that is called as proximal small intestine. Okay, or small bowel. Okay, so substances such as glucose, inorganic iron and folic acid, they require no digestive processes. And once no digestive process means they don't require a great digestive process. Things have to come to the form of glucose. Once they come to the form of glucose, they are absorbed as soon as they reach the absorbing surface. But that is not the case with fat and protein. Okay, so fat and protein, they require preliminary emulsification and digestion by bile and pancreatic enzymes. ठीक है, आपका एनाटॉमी याद होगा, मैं उम्मीद कर रही हूँ. ठीक है, हमको मालूम है कि स्टमक से इट विल कम टू द ड्यूडेनम, और ड्यूडेनम के बीच पोर्शन में पैंक्रियाटिक जूसेस भी आ रहा है और एम्पुल ऑफ वेटर में, और वहीं पर ऊपर से बाइल भी आ रहा है. ओके, सो व्हेन द काइम इज कमिंग, दो चीज से मिक्स हो रहा है. वन इज बाइल and second is the pancreatic juices, and this is required for digestion of fat and protein. Okay, the bile as well as the pancreatic enzymes. Okay, so they are absorbed more slowly. Clear हो गया? So glucose, very fast absorption takes place. Upper part of small intestine is already over, but that is not case with the fat and protein. Fat and protein, they require emulsification and digestion by two things. One is bile, second is the pancreatic enzyme. ये दोनों कहाँ पे मिलेगा? Middle part of the duodenum, where you have this hepatopancreatic opening is there. So that is called as ampulla of Vater. वहाँ पर ये दोनों चीज मिक्स हो रहा है. So when the chyme is coming, it get mixed and then the digestive process starts. ठीक है, इस तरीके से digestion and absorption small intestine. This is a very brief summary. Okay. Now is the classification of diseases causing malabsorption syndrome. ठीक है, malabsorption syndrome में which are the causing diseases? First is when there is alteration of digestive process. So classification is based on alteration of digestive process. Second is alteration in uptake and transport caused by damage or reduction in absorption surface. ठीक है, पहला क्या है? There is digestive processes में problem है. Okay, some changes are there, so diseases are classified according to that. Second is there is alteration in uptake and transport. ये कब होगा? So when there is a reduction in the absorption surface. ठीक है, जो availability है small intestine का वो कम है. For example, somebody had this maybe intestinal obstruction. तो क्या करेंगे? Some part of intestine has to be removed. Then it is anastomosis. तो क्या हो रहा? The size of the bowel decreases. So this results in reduction of the absorption surface. ठीक है, then there will be some miscellaneous causes. Okay. Now ये diagram आपको दिख रहा है. This is small intestine and this is a diagram of the small intestine. The enlarged diagram of this part is here. ठीक है, these are all villi. This villi has microvilli also. Okay, जिसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Brush border epithelium. ठीक है, you can see this lacteals. ठीक है, lacteal किसको बोलते हैं? These are lymph. This carries lymph. Okay, and lymph is required for the absorption of fat. ठीक है, so this is the lacteal, this is the capillary bed. These are, देखो absorption जो areas है, this is villi. इतने लंबे villi are there, and because these villi are there and covered with microvilli, the absorptive surfaces are increased. ठीक है, इसके कारण क्या हो रहा है? The absorptive surfaces are increased. Okay. Now we'll study causes of malabsorption. Causes of malabsorption are divided into iatrogenic. Iatrogenic means due to medical causes. Okay, maybe due to drugs or maybe due to some diagnostic procedure. So this is iatrogenic causes. Then second is reduced small intestinal surface. The availability of small intestinal surface is less, and or third may be a lymphatic obstruction. Okay, now we'll study each one by one. Okay, first is allergic and eosinophilic gastroenteritis. Okay, so this is a rare disease in children in which eosinophil, we know eosinophil is increased in cases of allergy. This we already know. Okay, so what happens? It is a rare condition in which eosinophil, which is a type of WBC, so they infiltrate the GI tract. They infiltrate the GI tract and they cause symptoms of nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain and diarrhea. ठीक है, क्लियर आपको हो रहा है? So what happens is eosinophil कहाँ पर होना था? ब्लड स्ट्रीम में होना था, और दिस शुड बी प्रेजेंट inside the blood vessels, but instead of blood vessels, what they do is the eosinophil, they get infiltrated, मतलब अंदर घुस जाना, they get infiltrated in the gastrointestinal tract, and because of the infiltration, the absorption is not going to take place properly. Okay, so eosinophil, allergic and eosinophil gastroenteritis, बात आपको समझ में आ गया. This is infiltration of eosinophil in the GI tract. Okay. Second is tuberculosis and tuberculous lymphadenitis. ठीक है, अभी आपको समझ में आ रहा है. This is a combination of tuberculosis and along with that the lymph glands are also affected. Okay, so when you have tuberculosis and tuberculous lymphadenitis, what happens is it is characterized by ulcers. Can you see these ulcers? Okay, so they are characterized by ulcers, and what happens is in the healing process, scarring takes place, thickening takes place, fibrosis takes place, and because of all these changes there is stricture. Stricture मतलब there is narrowing. बात समझ में आ रहा है. So whenever tuberculosis of GI tract is there, तो क्या हो रहा है, यहाँ पे अल्सर हो रहा है. When the ulcer starts healing, there is fibrosis होता है, there is stricture, narrowing, and there is thickening. जब ये narrow होगा तो क्या होगा, again this leads to malabsorption, क्योंकि ज़्यादा जगह बचा नहीं है जहाँ पे absorption हो सके. Okay. Third is Whipple's disease. Okay. Now what is Whipple's disease? Whipple's disease is also a rare bacterial infection. Okay. Whipple's disease is a rare bacterial infection, and this affects the digestive system by impairing the breakdown of foods such as fats, carbohydrates, and hampering the ability to absorb the nutrients. Whipple's disease क्या है? Whipple's disease is a rare bacterial infection. So it is a rare bacterial infection. Okay. So ये GI tract को असर करता है. How does it create a problem? It impairs the breakdown of food. ठीक है, हमको मालूम है जो भी food लेते हैं it has to be broken down. These are all part of digestive process. ठीक है, फैट को ब्रेक डाउन करना है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट को ब्रेक डाउन करना है, इसको ठीक से ब्रेक डाउन होने नहीं देते. इट impairs the breakdown of food such as fat and carbohydrate, and this not only impairs the breakdown, this also hampers the ability to absorb the nutrients. तो Whipple's disease में दो प्रॉब्लम है. पहला ब्रेकडाउन नहीं हो पा रहा है कार्बोहाइड्रेट एंड फैट का, सेकेंड इज एब्जॉर्ब भी नहीं हो पा रहा. सो Whipple's disease is something where both processes are affected. The digestive process is also affected. The absorption is also affected. Okay, clear hai? So that is Whipple's disease, which and because of this it causes malabsorption syndrome. Okay. Next is we will study about iatrogenic. Okay, so iatrogenic cause. Iatrogenic is malabsorption is caused due to broad spectrum antibiotics. Okay, so broad spectrum antibiotics. This also causes, because of the broad spectrum antibiotics, this affects the GI system. We know that most of the drugs, they affect the GI system, and the digestive process are all affected. Okay, so this can be caused by broad spectrum antibiotic and also neomycin. Okay, so iatrogenic causes. Next is short gut syndrome. Okay, what is short gut syndrome is this, can you see this indicates that a surgical intervention has been done. But in children you may have two things: either it is a surgical intervention, maybe due to intestinal obstruction where the part of small intestine has been removed and it is anastomosed. Okay, or it may be some tumor or maybe injury. So all these, but apart from that, some children are born, they have congenital short bowel, so this also causes malabsorption. Okay, for children it is not only a surgical intervention which lessens the size of the small intestine. देखो small intestine जो है उसका साइज कम हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ सर्जरी. कौन सा सर्जरी? मे बी ड्यू टू इंटेस्टिनल ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन, और मे बी ड्यू टू सम इंजरी, और मे बी ड्यू टू सम ट्यूमर. because of which the available area is less. पर बच्चों में क्या है, there may be congenital short gut syndrome. Okay, short gut मतलब उनका intestinal small intestine is small, पैदा होते ही it is congenitally it is small. So because छोटा ही है, so naturally the absorption will be less. Okay, अब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे lymphangiectasia. Lymphangiectasia. What is lymphangiectasia? In this, the lymph vessels are blocked. Okay, the lymph vessels are blocked, and the issue is when the lymph vessels are blocked. मैंने आपको पहले डायग्राम में दिखाया था lacteals. Okay, lacteals they contain lymph. ठीक है. So what is the role of lymph? The role of the lymphatic system is to absorb the fat from the small intestine and transport them into the venous circulation. ठीक है. lymph का काम क्या है? It helps in absorption of fat. It helps in the absorption of fat from the small intestine and it is transported to the venous system. ये किसका काम है? lymph का काम है. ठीक है. But what happens in lymphangiectasia? The issue is there is blockage of the lymph. ठीक है. जब lymph का blockage होगा, okay, so when there is the lymph vessels are blocked, तो फैट का डाइजेशन नहीं होगा, क्योंकि lymph का काम क्या है? absorb fat और उसको venous circulation तक पहुंचाना. This is the job of the lymphatics. But if you have a blockage of lymphatics, फिर absorption of fat also will be affected. Okay, so what happens is there is, apart from the blockage, दूसरा problem क्या है? Apart from the blockage, it is characterized by dilatation of the intestinal lymphatics and gradually the lymph fluid will be lost. कहाँ पर? GI tract में. GI tract में whatever lymph is there block हुआ, block will turn into, हमको मालूम है जहाँ भी blockage होता है उसके proximal end में a dilatation start. ये this is our property of a body to somehow manage the cases. So because of this dilatation, the lymph vessels, there is loss of lymph fluid, and this lymph fluids is poured into the GI tract. So this causes hypoproteinemia. Okay, so this causes hypoproteinemia and also edema. Okay, so this is the role of lymphangiectasia. Okay, so because basically it is because of the blockage, the absorption of fat will not take place, and when absorption of fat does not take place, so naturally this will lead to malabsorption syndrome. Okay, and now we'll come to celiac sprue. Okay, now what is celiac sprue? It is an immune reaction to eating gluten. Okay, it is an immune reaction to eating gluten. Gluten is a type of protein which is present in wheat, barley and rye, RYE. Okay, so these are the three things. These are the three things in which gluten is present. Okay, what is gluten? Gluten is a protein. So what happens in children with celiac diseases? They are not able to digest this gluten. They are not able to digest this gluten. जब ये बच्चे जो gluten को digest नहीं कर सकते हैं, if they consume wheat, for example, they take chapati. ठीक है? Now we know that chapati contains gluten. Okay, so it is made up of wheat and wheat contains gluten. Okay, so eating gluten, what does it do is it damages the small intestine lining and prevents the absorption of some nutrients including iron. ठीक है? बात समझ में आ रहा है? सीलियक डिजीज क्या है? सीलियक डिजीज एक ऐसा डिजीज है जिसमें बच्चे ग्लूटेन को एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर पाते हैं. सो इफ दीज चिल्ड्रन दे टेक ग्लूटेन मतलब व्हीट से बना हुआ, बार्ली से बना हुआ, राइस से बना हुआ, इफ दे टेक एनी ऑफ these things contains gluten. अब ग्लूटेन खाने से क्या होगा? द गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट विल बी इफेक्टेड. It gets damaged. Okay, the GI tract is damaged. Okay, and when it is damaged, this prevents the absorption of some nutrients including iron. Okay, next is lymphoma. Okay, now what is tropical sprue? Sprue is a disease which causes malabsorption of food. Okay, so what is sprue? Sprue is a disease which causes malabsorption of food, and this is usually जो temperate, अगर आपको globe याद है, ठीक है, तो we have a temperate zone and we have a tropical zone. Temperate zone वाले tropical zone में आने से what they have is they have this tropical sprue. So this ऐसे लोगों को जिसको sprue है, so what they will have ulcers is mine, and they will have chronic enteritis. Okay, and there is, अगर उनका आप small intestine देखेंगे तो there will be flattening of villi. अभी मैंने आपको इसके पहले डायग्राम दिखाया था. villi is a tall structure. villi क्या है? tall structure है. ये tall structure होने के कारण absorption of food is easier. Okay, पर अगर किसी को ट्रॉपिकल स्प्रू है, व्हाट हैपेंस इज दे स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन का जो विलाइज है दे बिकम फ्लैटर. ओके, एंड देयर इज इन्फ्लामेशन ऑफ द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. आपको समझ में आ रहा व्हाट इज ट्रॉपिकल स्प्रू? ट्रॉपिकल स्प्रू मतलब टेम्परेट जोन वाले ट्रॉपिकल जोन में आने से दे विल हैव अल्सर्स इन द माउथ, और क्रॉनिक दे विल हैव एंटेराइटिस. अगर उनका स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन एग्जामिन करेंगे यू विल फाइंड that the villi are flattened. जो लंबे ऊंचे विलाई थे वो क्या हो जाएगा? फ्लैट हो जाएगा. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट दे हैव इन्फ्लेमेशन ऑफ द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ विच नेचुरली दिस विल लीड टू malabsorption syndrome. अब है लिम्फोमा. व्हाट इज लिम्फोमा? इट इज कैंसर ऑफ लिम्फ नोड्स. कैंसर ऑफ लिम्फ नोड्स, मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया लिम्फ का काम क्या है? एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ फैट. एंड इफ यू हैव कैंसर, so you can imagine the size, all these things are affected. The absorption will be affected, the size will be affected, this will press over the nearby structures and all those things. Okay, so lymphoma also causes malabsorption syndrome. Okay, so not only causes malabsorption of food, but this also causes rectal bleeding, severe constipation and bowel obstruction. Okay, so whenever lymphoma is there, the small intestine gets blocked. Okay, because of the increase in size, there will be rectal bleeding, there will be malabsorption of food, there will be severe constipation, and there will be bowel obstruction. Okay, now we'll come to the last one, that is Crohn's disease. What is Crohn's disease? It is inflammatory bowel disease. Okay, which affects the lining of the small intestine. ठीक है, small intestine के lining को this is affected. Okay, तो problem क्या है रहा है? And because the lining is affected, तो जो म्यूकोजा था जिसका काम था एब्जॉर्ब करना, so that is destroyed. Okay, so that occurs in Crohn's disease. ठीक है, तो Crohn's disease, I think it is clear to you what is Crohn's disease. ये chronic inflammatory disease है जिसमें lining, हमको मालूम है कि जो innermost lining of the GI system is mucosa, और mucosa से uptake होता है, या फिर absorption process is the responsibility of the mucous membrane is to absorb the nutrients. पर अगर वो lining destroy हो जाए, so then absorption will be affected. So that is the issue with Crohn's syndrome. Okay, Crohn's disease. So there will be loss of functional mucosal absorptive surface. तो इससे क्या होगा? Protein energy malnutrition, multiple nutrient deficiencies and dehydration. Okay, so this also causes malabsorption of bile acids, which leads to steatorrhea. Okay, तो इसमें क्या है? bile acids भी absorb नहीं हो पाता है. ठीक है, so because of it lead to steatorrhea. What is steatorrhea? Steatorrhea is a condition where the absorption of fat does not take place. The stool which is formed will be increased in amount, very foul smelling, and this will be difficult to flush out also. ठीक है, and this will be whitish in color क्योंकि bile ठीक से absorb नहीं हो पा रहा है. Okay, so steatorrhea is increased content of fat in the stool. Okay, so that is the definition of steatorrhea, increased content of fat in the stool. How to understand that? मैंने आपको Crohn's disease बताया कि lining of the lining of the small intestine is affected, the mucosal surface is reduced. ठीक है, and this causes a malabsorption of the bile acids. ठीक है, हमको मालूम है कि stercobilin is a pigment which causes yellowish color of the stool. Okay, तो जब bile acid ठीक से absorb ही नहीं हो पाएगा तो stercobilin भी नहीं हो पाएगा. ठीक है, so the stool of steatorrhea is a increased amount of fat in the stool. Fat bile बाइल का बहुत सारे फंक्शन है, सॉरी लिवर का बहुत सारे फंक्शन है. वन ऑफ द फंक्शन ऑफ बाइल इज टू एब्जॉर्ब द फैट. इट हेल्प्स इन एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ फैट. ओके, और व्हाट वी कॉल एज इमल्सिफिकेशन ऑफ फैट. ठीक है, तो जब ये नहीं होगा, द स्टूल विच विल बी देयर, द अमाउंट विल बी मोर. Okay, the color will be whitish in color. The odor will be very bad odor. Okay, and flush, it will stick to the sides of the toilet seat, and this will be difficult to flush. Okay, ठीक से flush नहीं हो पाता. So these are the symptoms of steatorrhea. ठीक है, and also fat soluble विटामिन डिफिशियंसी. हमको मालूम है विटामिन से डिवाइडेड इनटू फैट सॉल्युबल एंड वाटर सॉल्युबल. वाटर सॉल्युबल में बी और सी है. ठीक है, एंड एडेक ADEK आर फैट सॉल्युबल विटामिन. सो बिकॉज फैट एब्जॉर्ब नहीं हो पा रहा है, सो देयर विल बी डिफिशियंसी ऑफ फैट सॉल्युबल विटामिन. क्रोन्स डिजीज, आई थिंक द कंसेप्ट इज क्लियर. क्रोन्स डिजीज इज inflammatory bowel disease that affects the lining of the digestive tract. Okay, this affects the lining of the digestive tract, and this malabsorption is caused due to loss of functional mucosal absorptive surface. Okay, ठीक है. Now this was about causes, one of the slides of causes. Now what are the risk factor of malabsorption? Severe malnutrition, intestinal parasitosis, हमको मालूम है intestinal parasites है, and protozoal infestation like giardiasis. ठीक है, ये गियार्डिया लैम्बलिया, ये एक प्रोटोजोआ है जिससे प्रोटोजोल इन्फेस्टेशन हो जाता है, और इट कैन बी इंटेस्टाइनल पैरासाइटोसिस. ठीक है, सो दीज ऑल कैन कॉज malabsorption. देन बैक्टीरियल गैस्ट्रोएंटराइटिस, और देर में भी एंजाइम डिफिशियंसी, एंजाइम का कमी है, और देर में भी सीलियक डिजीज. सीलियक डिजीज अभी हमने पढ़ा, जिसमें ग्लूटेन ठीक से एब्जॉर्ब नहीं हो पाता. और देर इज डिक्रीज म्यूकोसल सरफेस ड्यू टू एट्रोफी ऑफ द विलस. एट्रोफी मतलब ठीक से वो बना ही नहीं है. ठीक है, विलस जो लंबे लंबे स्ट्रक्चर्स है, दे आर नॉट फॉर्म प्रॉपरली, तो जिसके कारण देर विल बी डिक्रीज म्यूकोसल सरफेस, और इट इज अ इन्फ्लेमेटरी बाउल डिजीज लाइक क्रोन डिजीज. ओके, सो दीज आर ऑल रिस्क फैक्टर्स ऑफ malabsorption. Now what are the clinical features? First is flatulence and abdominal distension. ठीक है, there will be abdomen में गैस बहुत भर गया. Okay, so bacterial fermentation of unabsorbed food substances releases gaseous products such as hydrogen and methane causing flatulence. ठीक है, जब food absorb नहीं हो पाता, from that gaseous products are released, and these gaseous products क्या है? They are hydrogen and methane, and they cause a gaseous distension, जिसको हम क्या कहते हैं? फ्लैटुलेंस. और फ्लैटुलेंस के कारण क्या होता है? देयर इज अनकंफर्टेबल, बिकॉज ऑफ फ्लैटुलेंस मतलब गैस बनना. ठीक है, सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस अनकंफर्टेबल एब्डोमिनल डिस्टेंशन भी है, एंड एब्डोमिनल क्रैम्प्स आल्सो टेक्स प्लेस. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज एडीमा. ओके, नाउ एडीमा इज हाइपोएल्ब्यूमिनीमिया फ्रॉम क्रॉनिक प्रोटीन malabsorption. हमको मालूम है कि प्रोटीन इज अवेलेबल in our body in the form of albumin. Okay, so whenever there is chronic protein malabsorption, तो इससे क्या होगा? हाइपोएल्ब्यूमिनीमिया होगा. और दिस कैन बी ड्यू टू chronic protein malabsorption or from loss of protein in the intestinal lumen, also causes peripheral edema. ठीक है, अभी मैंने आपको बताया था कि ये lymph angiectasia में there is protein loss, क्योंकि जो lymph है that is this lymph, मैंने आपको बताया था lymph vessels जो है they get blocked, and ऊपर का पार्ट क्या होगा? डायलेट होगा. फाइनली इतना डायलेट हो जाएगा दैट विल बर्स्ट, और उसके कंटेंट्स सीधे जीआई सिस्टम में आ जाएंगे. सो दिस कॉजेज प्रोटीन लॉस. सो वेन एवर यू हैव प्रोटीन लॉस, इट लीड्स टू एडीमा. क्यों? क्योंकि देर इज लोअर ऑन्कोटिक प्रेशर. ओके, सो बिकॉज ऑफ द लॉस ऑफ प्रोटीन देर विल बी लॉस ऑफ ऑन्कोटिक प्रेशर, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ लॉस ऑफ ऑन्कोटिc pressure there will be edema. Okay, there will be edema, there will be peripheral edema, and extensive obstruction of lymphatic system which occurs in cases of intestinal lymphangiectasia. This also causes protein loss. Okay, so फर्स्ट वाज gaseous distension of abdomen, second is edema, okay, third is anemia हो जाएगा, okay. तो we have to, depending on the cause, anemia will result in two type. One is either it is a microcytic or iron deficiency anemia, or it is macrocytic, that is B12 deficiency, okay. Microcytic मतलब size of the red blood cells are small, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं, माइक्रोसाइटिक. और यहाँ पे साइज ऑफ द रेड ब्लड सेल्स आर बिग, सो दैट इज मैक्रोसाइटिक. इसको हम विटामिन B12 डेफिशिएंसी को हम परनीशियस एनीमिया भी कहते हैं. दे आर आल्सो कॉल्ड एज pernicious anemia, okay. So if you have a malabsorption syndrome, the third problem is anemia can be there. This anemia can either be a microcytic anemia, which is iron deficiency anemia, or it can be a pernicious anemia or vitamin B12 deficiency, which causes a macrocytic anemia, okay. So iron deficiency anemia is very common in celiac disease, okay. So if anybody has celiac disease, we have studied what is celiac disease because of the gluten, and somebody who is taking gluten in spite of celiac disease, this damages the small intestine and prevents the absorption of iron, okay. So that is why if celiac disease is there, iron deficiency anemia. क्लियर आपको हो गया. celiac disease के कारण iron deficiency anemia commonly क्यों हो रहा है? Why? Because celiac disease, what is celiac disease? एक ऐसा डिजीज है जिसमें ग्लूटेन डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो पाएगा. अगर इफ द चाइल्ड टेक्स मे बी वीट, मे बी बार्ली और मे बी राई विच कंटेन्स ग्लूटेन, और ये ग्लूटेन अगर ये बच्चा खा लिया तो इनका गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट से एब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं हो पाएगा. इसमें आयरन भी एब्जॉर्ब नहीं हो पाता, बिकॉज आयरन इज नॉट एब्जॉर्ब, सो दिस कॉजेज आयरन डिफिशियंसी एनीमिया. ठीक है. Now is bleeding disorders. Bleeding disorders usually is the consequences of vitamin K malabsorption. हमको मालूम है vitamin K से this helps in the formation of platelets, ठीक है, clots, okay. So if vitamin K malabsorption है तो क्या होगा, bleeding हो जाएगा, ठीक है. And if you have vitamin K malabsorption तो हाइपोप्रोथ्रोम्बिनीमिया भी हो जाएगा, ठीक है. हाइपोप्रोथ्रोम्बिनीमिया क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ विटामिन के. बिकॉज what happens is prothrombin which is formed by the liver cells requires vitamin K, okay. अभी आपको बात समझ में आ रहा है? देखो दो चीज समझना है इधर. विटामिन के इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर प्रिवेंशन ऑफ ब्लीडिंग, ठीक है. सो इफ यू हैव लेस एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ विटामिन के तो क्या होगा, ब्लीडिंग डिसऑर्डर्स होगा. इसके साथ में द लेवल ऑफ प्रोथ्रोम्बिन इन द ब्लड विल रिड्यूस. क्यों रिड्यूस होगा? बिकॉज इन द लिवर देयर इज फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रोथ्रोम्बिन. सो दिस फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रोथ्रोम्बिन इज विद द हेल्प ऑफ विटामिन के. तो विटामिन के कम है तो प्रोथ्रोम्बिन बनना भी कम हो जाएगा, ओके. So apart from that, there will be bleeding, and this bleeding will be manifested as ecchymosis, or it can be melena, or it can be hematuria. Ecchymosis मतलब बड़े पैचेस जो आपको पेरिफेरल एरिया में दिखेगा, बड़े पैचेस, ओके, under the skin. Melena, this is presence of blood in stool. Hematuria is presence of blood in urine, ठीक है. This is the manifestation अगर विटामिन के malabsorption है, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज मेटाबॉलिक डिफेक्ट्स ऑफ बोन, ओके. सो देर कैन बी बिकॉज ऑफ हमको मालूम है कि फॉर द नॉर्मल ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ बोन्स वी रिक्वायर कैल्शियम, ओके. सो इफ देर इज malabsorption ऑफ कैल्शियम, वन थिंग इज दिस विल लीड टू सेकेंडरी हाइपरपैराथायरॉयडिज्म, ठीक है. मैं यहाँ पे कंसेप्ट क्लियर करना चाह रही हूँ. वी हैव अ पैराथायरॉयड ग्लैंड. कहाँ पे? थायरॉयड ग्लैंड के दोनों तरफ वी हैव अ पैराथायरॉयड ग्लैंड. एंड दिस पैराथायरॉयड ग्लैंड का काम क्या है? दे हेल्प इन मेंटेनेंस ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ, दे मेंटेन द कैल्शियम लेवल्स. कैल्शियम लेवल्स को ब्लड में 9 और 10 के बीच में मेंटेन करने का काम किसका है? हाइपोथायरॉयड ग्लैंड का, ठीक है. एंड फॉर दैट दे रिलीज अ हार्मोन विच इज कॉल्ड एज पैराथॉर्मोन, ओके. सो अगर कैल्शियम मैलअब्जॉर्प्शन हो रहा है, दैट इज कैल्शियम का लेवल ब्लड में कम है बिकॉज एब्जॉर्ब नहीं हो पा रहा, तो क्या होगा? हाइपोथायरॉयड ग्लैंड विल रिलीज मोर एंड मोर पैराथायरॉयड हार्मोन. सो दिस लीड्स टू हाइपर पैराथायरॉयडिज्म. कंसेप्ट आपको क्लियर हो रहा है? पैराथायरॉइड ग्लैंड का काम क्या है? ब्लड में कैल्शियम लेवल को नॉर्मल लेवल में मेंटेन करना। और ये कैसे मेंटेन करता है? बाय रिलीज ऑफ पैराथायरॉइड हार्मोन। ओके, बट इफ कैल्शियम ठीक से एब्जॉर्ब नहीं हो पाएगा तो what will parathyroid gland do? Parathyroid gland will work more. They will release more amount of parathyroid hormone. So this leads to hyperparathyroidism. ठीक है? So if you have malabsorption of calcium, there can be osteopenia. What is osteopenia? The bones are weak. There is osteomalacia. ठीक है? Vitamin D deficiency के कारण there is for absorption of calcium we need vitamin D. Okay, ठीक है? So because the calcium is not absorbed, it can lead to osteomalacia in adults. This is marked softening of bones. ठीक है? There can be bone pain, and when there is osteopenia, when there are weak bones, तो क्या होगा? पैथोलॉजिक फ्रैक्चर्स, ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस हो जाएगा, एंड जिसके कारण पैथोलॉजिकल फ्रैक्चर्स। पैथोलॉजिकल फ्रैक्चर मतलब फिर कोई बड़ा, फॉर एग्जांपल नॉर्मल फ्रैक्चर्स कब हो गया? व्हेन यू हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग फोर्स, व्हेन यू आर हिट विद अ स्ट्रॉन्ग फोर्स। बट यहाँ आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग फोर्स की जरूरत नहीं, सिंपल कहीं छोटा भी लग जाएगा तो फ्रैक्चर हो जाएगा। वाई? बिकॉज योर बोन्स आर वीक, just because your bones are weak, and this condition is called as osteoporosis. ठीक है? So malabsorption of calcium can lead to osteopenia, can lead to osteoporosis, can lead to osteomalacia. This naturally will lead to bone pain, and this also will lead to hyperparathyroidism. Okay, now with neurological manifestation. Neurological manifestation में there is tetany. Okay, now what is tetany? These are involuntary contraction of muscles due to hypocalcemia. कैल्शियम लेवल ब्लड में कम होने से there will be abnormal contraction of muscles, so that is called as tetany. Okay, another neurological sign is Trousseau sign and Chvostek sign. Okay, what is Trousseau sign? Trousseau sign is if you have hypocalcemia. Hypocalcemia मतलब आपका ब्लड में कैल्शियम लेवल्स कम है. So what you do is आप किसी पर्सन का सिस्टोलिक बीपी देख लो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी का बीपी आपने देखा, that is 130/90. Okay, so 130 is systolic BP. Now this systolic BP, so what you do is systolic BP के ऊपर, that is 130 के ऊपर का कोई भी ब्लड कोई भी BP के लेवल में हम लोग BP हेपेटाइटिस में देख सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 130 इज द सिस्टोलिक BP, तो आप क्या करेंगे 140 और मे बी 150. उतने हाई ब्लड प्रेशर कफ में what you do is you increase it and you will stay like this for 3 minutes. उसका मतलब कि बीपी कफ को पर्सन का सिस्टोलिक बीपी के ऊपर के लेवल में you will inflate the BP cuff for 3 minutes. Okay, so what will happen? So there is a characteristic spasm of wrist and hand muscles. ठीक है, अगर आपके ब्लड में या किसी पेशेंट के ब्लड में कैल्शियम लेवल्स कम हैं, so that will be we can elicit the Trousseau sign. Trousseau sign क्या है? आप पर्सन का सिस्टोलिक बीपी देखिए, उससे ऊपर you do is you inflate the BP cuff for 3 minutes, और जिस हाथ में आप ये कर रहे हैं उस हाथ में there will be a abnormal spasm of the wrist as well as hand. इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Trousseau sign. Chvostek sign is again hypocalcemia. Blood में blood levels का calcium is less, so what you can do is 2 centimeter anterior to external auditory meatus, हमारे कान का external auditory meatus के 2 centimeter सामने. So what you do is यहाँ से facial nerve पास होता है. तो what you do is there is you tap the skin. Okay, so there will be ipsilateral contraction of the facial muscle. Ipsilateral मतलब अगर मैंने राइट साइड में टैपिंग किया है 2 centimeter anterior to the external auditory meatus, तो क्या होगा? राइट साइड का facial muscles में there will be contraction. Ipsilateral मतलब जिस साइड, the affected side. Affected means जहाँ पे मैंने टैपिंग किया. If I tap on the right side, there will be contraction of the facial muscles of the right side. Okay, if I tap on the left side, there will be contraction of the muscles of the left side. इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Ipsilateral contraction of the facial muscles. due to tapping of the facial nerve 2 centimeter anterior to external auditory meatus. ठीक है, so that is called as Chuvstock sign. ठीक है, then there is deficiency of pantothenic acid and vitamin D. Pantothenic acid is vitamin B5 and vitamin D तो आपको पता ही है, and this will lead to motor weakness. Okay, if thiamine is vitamin B1, if the absorption of हमने पढ़ा था कि malabsorption में there can be malabsorption of vitamins also. Okay, so if thiamine ठीक से absorb नहीं हो रहा है तुमको मालूम है this leads to peripheral neuropathy. If cobalamin, okay, so if cobalamin is not absorbed properly, cobalamin is vitamin B12. Okay, so this will lead to loss of vibration and position. And vitamin A we know that this will lead to night blindness because deficiency of vitamin A lead to night blindness. And next is biotin. Okay, so this biotin is vitamin B7 or this is also called as vitamin H. Biotin is vitamin B7, it is also called as biotin H. So this vitamin helps to convert carbohydrate into glucose. Okay, so if you have less absorption of biotin, this will lead to seizures. So these are the neurological manifestations if malabsorption is there. ठीक है, तो कौन सा what is not absorbed उसके हिसाब से रहेगा sign and symptoms. ठीक है, clear है? Okay, for example vitamin A ठीक से absorb नहीं हो पा रहा तो this will be night blindness. If biotin is not absorbed, this will lead to seizures. If calcium is not absorbed, तो बहुत सारे systems affected है. We in the previous slide we studied about bones का issues, वो सब हो रहा है. इसके साथ में tetany हो जाएगा. There will be muscular spasms. ठीक है, विटामिन डी से there will be motor weakness etc. ठीक है. Now dermatological manifestations. ठीक है, pale skin. We know that whenever you must have seen anemia patients. How do we identify anemia? Pale skin. So that is the most important thing. Pale skin will be there. Then ecchymosis. Ecchymosis मैंने आपको बताया बड़े areas जहाँ पे there will be collection of blood under the skin due to vitamin K deficiency. Then there may be dermatitis. That is inflammation of the skin. Inflammation of skin or dermatitis can occur in two things. Vitamin A deficiency से भी dermatitis हो जाएगा. Second is pellagra. Pellagra is due to deficiency of niacin. Okay, so this is also this is vitamin B3. Niacin is vitamin B3. So this causes pellagra. Pellagra has 3 D's, that is dementia, diarrhea and dermatitis. ठीक है, pellagra में 3 D's है, that is D stands for dermatitis, diarrhea and dementia. Okay, next is alopecia. What is alopecia? It is loss of hair. So loss of hair can occur due to deficiency of vitamin D, vitamin A, zinc and folate. Okay, alopecia or loss of hair can occur due to deficiency of vitamin D, vitamin A, zinc as well as folate. Okay, so these are the dermatological manifestation. Now what are the signs and symptoms? अभी हमने सब देखा है. Apart from those things, there will be chronic diarrhea, there will be abdominal distension, there will be failure to thrive. Failure to thrive मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया है. The growth and development will not be according to the pattern, और ये हम लोग road to health chart में easily identify कर सकते हैं. There will be lack of appetite. Naturally there will be weight loss. Fatigue तो रहेगा ही रहेगा because things are not absorbed, so availability of energy will be less, leading to then this leads to malnutrition, growth failure, and there will be changed stool characteristics. Steatorrhea हो रहा है. There will be loose and bulky stool, watery stool, and the stool passage will be with noise and flatus, and there will be anemia. These are the clinical features. Okay. Now this slide indicates pathophysiology of clinical manifestation of malabsorption disorders. ठीक है, so the symptoms of weight loss or malnutrition, the mechanism is the child is anorexic, so doesn't take food, or there can be even malabsorption of nutrients, so this will lead to weight loss. Second is diarrhea. Diarrhea is occurs due to impaired absorption or secretion of water and electrolytes. There will be colonic fluid secretion secondary to unabsorbed dihydroxy bile acids and fatty acids, and because of these issues diarrhea will be there. फ्लैटस है बिकॉज ऑफ बैक्टीरियल फर्मेंटेशन ऑफ अनएब्जॉर्ब कार्बोहाइड्रेट, ठीक है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट ठीक से एब्जॉर्ब नहीं होगा तो देयर विल बी बैक्टीरियल फर्मेंटेशन जिसके कारण गैस बन रहा है, सो दिस लीड्स टू फ्लैटस. फिर ग्लोसाइटिस, चिलोसिस एंड स्टोमाटाइटिस, ठीक है, तो दिस ऑकर्स ड्यू टू डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ आयरन, विटामिन B12, फोलेट एंड विटामिन A. अगर ये डेफिशिएंसीज है सो दीज आर द साइन एंड सिम्पटम्स. एब्डोमिनल पेन, दिस ऑकर्स ड्यू टू naturally bowel distension of inflammation, this also occurs due to pancreatitis. Then bone pain occurs due to deficiency of calcium, vitamin D, protein deficiency and osteoporosis. Okay, tetany, paresthesia is due to calcium and magnesium absorption. Okay, so magnesium is needed for calcium absorption. Okay, magnesium is needed for calcium. तो अगर मैग्नीशियम कमी होगा तो कैल्शियम अपने आप कम हो जाएगा. ओके, सो दिस लीड्स टू टेटनी एंड पैरेस्थीसिया. वीकनेस naturally will be due to anemia, can be electrolyte depletion, especially vitamin K. Azotemia means increased level of blood urea nitrogen will be there, so this is due to fluid and electrolyte depletion. Okay, next is or hypotension also can be due to this. Then amenorrhea or decreased libido is sexual drive. Okay, so this may be due to protein depletion, there may be decreased calories and secondary hypopituitarism. Okay, so because of this amenorrhea and decreased libido will be there. Anemia because of impaired absorption of iron, folate and vitamin B12. Okay, so these are all vitamin B12 helps also in the formation of RBCs. Okay, so because of this anemia can be there. Bleeding can be due to vitamin K malabsorption and because of hypoprothrombinemia. Okay, we have studied all these issues. Night blindness of xerophthalmia can be due to vitamin A malabsorption and peripheral neuropathy can be due to vitamin B12 and thiamine deficiency. Okay, so this is pathophysiology of clinical manifestation of malabsorption disorders. Okay, now what are the diagnostic tests? Okay, so diagnostic tests are, first is you have to take the history of stool and all those things. What are the signs and symptoms regarding the dietary pattern, all these things you have to take a history, see for the presenting signs and symptoms. Then what are the diagnostic tests? A repeated stool examination, especially for Giardia. Okay, so I was talking Giardia lamblia, this is ये जो है protozoa है, ठीक है, so this causes malabsorption syndrome. Okay, but for this 3 दिन कम से कम स्टूल एग्जामिनेशन के लिए आना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, 3 स्टूल सैंपल्स, तभी 90% ऑफ गार्डिया लैम्बलिया पकड़ में आएगा. ठीक है. सेकेंड इज फीकल फैट एक्सक्रीशन स्टडीज. मैं आपको स्टियटोरिया के बारे में कह रही थी. ठीक है, इफ बाइल फैट इज नॉट एब्जॉर्ब दिस विल लीड टू स्टियटोरिया. तो वो टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा कि फीकल मतलब जो स्टूल एग्जामिनेशन है फैट का. ओके, सो फीकल फैट टेस्ट इज देयर. सो व्हाट डज इट डू? इट मेजर्स द अमाउंट ऑफ फैट इन द फीसिस. ओके, तो हमको मालूम है एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ फैट is depends on the production of bile, the gallbladder issues, then production of enzymes, ये सब का ठीक है. So again fecal fat test के लिए we require 3 days stool test. Okay, next is a sweat chloride test for cystic fibrosis. Okay, so measures the amount of chloride in sweat chloride में क्या है? This measures the amount of chloride in sweat. Okay, so what happens is chloride combines with sodium to form salt found in sweat. ठीक है, जो पसीना निकलता है उसमें salt कैसे बनता है? Because chloride and sodium they combine to form salt found in sweat. और जो cystic fibrosis वाले रहेंगे, so what happens is there is an elevated amount of chloride in sweat. Okay, next is exocrine pancreatic function test. Exocrine हमको मालूम है कि pancreas is the only gland in the body which has exocrine as well as endocrine function. Endocrine function में आता है insulin, exocrine function आता है the पैंक्रियाटिक जूसेस, एंजाइम्स, ये सब क्या है, एक्सोक्राइन फंक्शन में आता है, ठीक है. सो वी आर इंटरेस्टेड टू नो द एक्सोक्राइन पैंक्रियाटिक फंक्शन टेस्ट, क्योंकि वी हैव स्पेसिफिक पैंक्रियाटिक एंजाइम एंड दीज एंजाइम्स आर अमाइलेज, प्रोटीएज, लाइपेज, ये सब काम ये किस में आता है, दिस ऑल आर इन द included in exocrine pancreatic function. So this is a test which is carried by this. तो हमारे पास अलग अलग नाम से ये टेस्ट है. These tests are serotin, SERETIN, SERETIN, serotin stimulation test. Then LUND, LUNDH. These are the name of the tests. And measurement of fetal, fecal enzymes, ठीक है. तो एक्सोक्राइन पैंक्रियाटिक डेफिशिएंसी फंक्शन टेस्ट में, सो व्हाट वी डू इज वी चेक फॉर पैंक्रियाटिक एंजाइम्स. कौन से एंजाइम, अमाइलेज, प्रोटीएज एंड लाइपेज. उसको छोड़कर हमारे पास टेस्ट है सेरोटिन स्टिमुलेशन टेस्ट एंड LUND, LUNDH. ओके, तो दीज आर द नेम ऑफ द टेस्ट फॉर एक्सोक्राइन पैंक्रियाटिक टेस्ट. फिर है सीरोलॉजी फॉर सीलियाक डिजीज, ठीक है. सीलियाक डिजीज ग्लूटेन वाला चक्कर है, ठीक है. तो इसमें व्हाट वी डू इज वी मेजर द एंटीबॉडीज. तो हमारे पास वी मेजर द एंटीबॉडीज विच आर अवेलेबल फॉर अगेंस्ट सीलियाक डिजीज, ठीक है. फिर नेक्स्ट है ब्रेथ एनालिसिस फॉर कार्बोहाइड्रेट मैल अब्जॉर्प्शन. ओके, सो कार्बोहाइड्रेट मैल अब्जॉर्प्शन. So what happens is hydrogen breath test, this is called as hydrogen breath test, is used as a diagnostic tool for small intestine bacterial overgrowth and absorption such as lactose or fructose. लैक्टोस और फ्रुक्टोज ठीक से अब्जॉर्ब हो पा रहा है कि नहीं हो पा रहा और देयर इज बैक्टीरियल ओवरग्रोथ, ये चेक करने के लिए व्हाट वी डू इज हाइड्रोजन ब्रेथ टेस्ट. सो दिस टेस्ट मेजर्स द अमाउंट ऑफ हाइड्रोजन present in the breath after consuming sugar solution, ठीक है. so this is और यूजुअली हाइड्रोजन रहता नहीं. ओके, सो शुगर हमको मालूम है कि शुगर किस में आता है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट में आता है. सो आफ्टर इनटेक ऑफ शुगर, सो इफ देयर इज इंक्रीज इन द अमाउंट ऑफ हाइड्रोजन इन ब्रेथ, उसका क्या मतलब है कि ठीक से कार्बोहाइड्रेट ठीक से डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है. ओके, दैट इज breath analysis for carbohydrate malabsorption. Okay, next is test for steatorrhea. Steatorrhea का मैंने आपको बताया है. quantitative test is 72 hour stool fat collection, जो मैंने पहले भी आपको बताया था. so this is fecal fat test where we have 3 days stool collection. okay, then is qualitative test में we have Sudan 3. okay, Sudan 3 stain. so this is another test to determine the level of fecal fat to diagnose steatorrhea. so these are all steatorrhea को diagnose करने के लिए we have Sudan 3 stain. okay, and this helps to determine the level of ये fecal fat कितना उतना पता करेंगे, ठीक है. next is another एक test है which is called as acid steatocrit. Acid steatocrit. so this acid steatocrit is a gravimetric assay. इसका फायदा क्या है, यहाँ पे we require 3 days stool test, पर यहाँ पे it requires only 1 day stool examination, ठीक है. so this is a convenient and alternative to 72 hours stool that is called as acid steatocrit. okay, so this also checks for पैनक्रियाटिक स्टिएटोरिया. पैनक्रियाटिक्स अभी हमने बताया था पैनक्रियास के कारण स्टिएटोरिया हो रहा है कि नहीं, ये पता चल पाएगा by doing this test. next is NIRA, near infra reflectance analysis. so what it is, this determines the fecal fat concentration for screening of पैनक्रियाटिक स्टिएटोरिया. ये टेस्ट भी पैनक्रियाटिक स्टिएटोरिया मतलब स्टिएटोरिया that is presence of more fat in the stool. so this, whether it is due to pancreas or not, this can be tested by acid steatocrit and also by NIRA, that is near infra reflectance analysis. ठीक है, ये दोनों टेस्ट का काम क्या है, this helps to identify whether pancreas is responsible for steatorrhea. okay, Then as we have a Schilling test. I was talking about pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia किसको बोलते हैं? Vitamin B12 deficiency is called as pernicious anemia. इसमें what we have is there is ingestion of radioactive vitamin B12 orally भी लेते हैं, ठीक है, and उसके बाद what we do is we have a injection where we inject cobalamin, ठीक है. So ये चेक करने के लिए कि pernicious anemia है कि नहीं. So Schilling test is responsible to identify pernicious anemia. Okay. So what we do is we administer intramuscular 1 mg IM 1 after the injection to saturate hepatic binding sites. ठीक है. पहले there will be radioactive B12 injection होगा. Wait for 1 hour. This will be followed by an injection of 58 CO labeled cobalamin. Okay. So this is injection of non-radioactive vitamin B12 is given, and then you collect the urine sample for 24 hours. Okay. So abnormal is less than 10% excretion in 24 hours. Okay. So this helps to find out. Now is another test is D-xylose test. Okay. So this D-xylose absorption test is to diagnose malabsorption of proximal small intestine due to defects in the integrity of GI mucosa. ठीक है. हमको मालूम है कि स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन इज डिवाइडेड इनटू प्रॉक्सिमल एंड डिस्टल स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. प्रॉक्सिमल मतलब पहले वाला पार्ट. ओके. सो वहाँ पर वहाँ के GI ट्रैक्ट में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है कि नहीं, वो पता करने के लिए वी डू अ टेस्ट विच इज कॉल्ड एज D-xylose टेस्ट. ओके. दिस इज एंड दिस D-xylose is a monosaccharide that does not require enzymes for digestion. ठीक है. So what we do is we check for the absorption of monosaccharide, और ये इसके लिए हमको enzymes की ज़रूरत नहीं रहती. So what we do is after an overnight fast 25 mg D-xylose is injected, then urine is collected for next 5 hours, and abnormal test is less than 4.5 gram excretion. Okay. And whenever the person is taking indomethacin, aspirin, then neomycin, these drugs are withdrawn at least 3 days before these tests. Okay. So here we test for pentose monosaccharide. Okay. So and this is absorbed from the proximal small intestine, and this does not require any enzymes for digestion. Okay. Then is endoscopy. Endoscopy तो आपने देखा होगा A2 ward में, where there is direct visualization of the GI tract. Okay. So जब हम करेंगे तो what you will find is there is gross morphology. Morphology मतलब structure में problem है. And what are these structure? There is reduced duodenal fold and scalloping. Scalloping मतलब sides में मुड़ा हुआ. That is called as scalloping of the duodenal mucosa. So this occurs in celiac disease. ठीक है. Celiac disease होगा तो you will find कि duodenum में जो folds है that is less, and sides में there is turning. So that is called as scalloping. Okay. और इसके साथ में we can use even vital dyes to identify villus atrophy. Villus मैंने आपको बताया था tall villi are there. उसमें एट्रोफी हुआ कि नहीं आप कैसे चेक करेंगे? बाई वाइटल डाइज. एंड व्हाट आर वाइटल डाइज? डाई हमको मालूम है, दीज आर रेडियो ओपेक डाइज, जिसको हम चेक कर सकते हैं. ओके. सो व्हाट इट डज इज दिस कैन इनपेनिट्रेट द लिविंग टिश्यूज, पर डिजेनरेटिव चेंजेस नहीं होता है. बाकी पार्ट्स में देयर इज नो डिजेनरेटिव चेंजेस, एंड दिस इज रेडिली एब्जॉर्ब. So this type of dyes are called as vital dyes. Okay. So these are the diagnostic test. And how to manage promotion of adequate nutritional support. Start with simple nutrition which is tolerable. Okay. The food which is allergic has to be avoided. Okay. अगर carbohydrate में problem है तो glucose diet has to be avoided. Then you have to give iron, folic acid, multivitamin, calcium supplements. Okay. Then if it is malnourished diet, then you have to manage protein and calorie. Then management of underlying condition. If it is due to protozoa, you have to give anti-protozoal drugs. If it is due to infection, you have to need to give anti-helminthic or antibiotic. Or if it is due to worms, then we need to give anti-helminthic. Okay. and if it is to Crohn disease, then you have to manage it. So here basic, and if it we have already studied that diarrhea is one of the most common thing, so we need to give ORS, we need to give zinc and anti-protozoal, antibacterial drugs as per the requirement. Okay. Now is another slide on management. First is there has to be replacement of nutrients, electrolytes and fluid may be necessary, but whatever is lost has to be replaced. In severe deficiency, the child has to be admitted because parenteral administration has to be there. Then if pancreatic insufficiency is there, then pancreatic enzymes has to be supplemented orally. Then dietary modification has to be done in two things. If it is a celiac disease, then you have to give a gluten-free diet, and if it is to lactose intolerance, then you have to avoid the lactose. And small bowel bacterial overgrowth is there, then we need to give antibiotics. So basically, in terms of whatever is lost has to be replaced, and whatever is the cause has to be removed or treated. So that is the basic management of malabsorption syndrome. Okay. And what is the nursing management? You have to assess for frequency and characteristics of stool. Then you have to see the vital signs, serum electrolytes. You have to see the feeding pattern. We have to see the fluid status, because if diarrhea is very severe, this can cause even dehydration also. Okay. Then we have to administer fluid orally or parenteral depending on the individual issues of the child. Then improve the nutritional state of the appropriate diet and supplementation of the deficient nutrition. Whatever is less, उसको आपको replace करना पड़ेगा. Then pain के लिए we need to give analgesic. For gas we need to give anti-flatulence. Anti-diarrheal drugs भी आपको देना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Then we have to maintain the skin integrity and hygiene of perineal care, because bulky stool is all coming with more gas and all these things, so the perineal care has to be good. Then provide reassurance and support to minimize fear and anxiety. Okay. Now what is the complication? The possible complications is anemia, there can be gallstones, there can be kidney stones, osteoporosis, bone diseases, malnutrition and vitamin deficiency. So these are more long-term malabsorption can lead to all these issues. Okay. Now what is the prognosis? Malabsorptive disorders are lifelong conditions, because basic issues remains like this. Okay. So outlook depends on the child's diagnosis, but now we have good treatment available, dietary modifications are available, we have options for gluten-free diet, etc. So the children may go on to live a normal lives. Okay. However, severity and duration of malabsorption can be life-threatening. Okay, in some cases. So examples include severe malnutrition from prolonged pancreatic exocrine insufficiency, life-threatening electrolyte disturbances from prolonged intractable diarrhea and bowel performance. Okay, so that was all about today's class. I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.